Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the St. Lucie County Public School Speakers Bureau. My name is Donna Mills. I'm one of the school board members here in St. Lucie County, and this program has been going on for many years, and it's all about people's life stories. So if you happen to just come across this channel by mistake, or if it's something that you watch faithfully, know this, that you will be inspired and encouraged and motivated today, because we simply give our stories, and they come from people right here in our community who has been successful in life. They're moving forward in life and they're doing some great things, but they have had their challenges and they have had their times of struggles just like the rest of us. And so we ask them to give their life story so that we can be inspired and motivated and understand that we all go through and we're all able to get to the other side with the right type of thinking. So today we have a wonderful person with us today. It's Attorney Barrow, and Jamie Barrow, and he's a young man. So he's got, you know, young people. You got a young man here that's going to be giving you some insight. So welcome to our program, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. My daughter is the one that told me all about you and how much she feels that your story can be an inspiration for others. Now, you're native born here.
Yes.
So tell us about your background and your family and your upbringing and anything you want to say about it is fine.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my family, they hail from Haiti. My parents came when they were young, moved to New York as teenagers. And yeah, I'm a native of Port St. Lucie. Had my education here after graduating from Centennial High in '09. Went up to Orlando for college at UCF and law school at Berry Law. And after that, I decided, after becoming licensed as an attorney, I wanted to come back home. And now here I am back practicing in the community.
Vous parlez créole?
Oui, je parle créole.
Moi, parle petit créole.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
créole, bien. Vous parlez bien.
I did mission work
Yes.
to Haiti, to the country of Haiti, for 25 years, my husband and I.
Wow.
And we went back and forth, back and forth. We developed schools, made a lot of friends, developed churches, and even a mission compound.
Yes. What a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
And then the Lord released us at a certain point in my life. So these are things that people don't realize or know. I know we work with a lot of Haitian children here in Fort Pierce. We have an after-school program. And the parents, the Haitian parents, are really taking advantage of our after-school program, and the word has spread it. So the majority of our children are actually Haitian children.
Yes.
So I get to brush up a little bit on my Creole and encourage them to keep their language, their other language, because that's going to make room for them all by itself.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you'll be able to share some of that with us. So tell us, so you were born here though?
Yes.
Okay, your parents are from Haiti.
Right.
All right. Tell us some more about that.
Oh, yes. So, you know.
How did your parents get here?
So their parents actually brought them over. You know, and thank God for it, right? My dad actually came on his own at the age of 16. And my mom came at the age of 13 with her family, her entire family, brothers, sisters, parents. And, you know, to get to see, you know, the American dream through their lens has really motivated me, pushed me, right? And it gives you an interesting perspective, right? Simply because, you know, because my background is a little different from my friends growing up, you know, maybe, you know, the values were a little bit different growing up. Maybe the focus was a little bit different. So I'm definitely grateful for my heritage in that respect.
Can you share with us, for examples of, like you say, maybe it was a little different? What do you feel is like different about the way you grew up as a Haitian young man versus an American African American young man?
Well, the only thing that I can say is, you know, the culture, right? Being raised in a Haitian household, you know, very, very, very strict, right? You know, they say the joke is the 3 L's, l'église, l'école, la caille, right? You go to school, church, and home, right? So very,
okay,
very,
that's a new one.
yeah, very, very strict.
Okay.
Very, very narrow focus. They have high expectations for us, which I'm sure, you know, our African American colleagues would, you know,
Very
aspire
important
to
that
say,
we have
right?
a high-
Exactly,
right.
exactly. But I just think, you know, having that extra, you know, sprinkle of our culture really motivated me to do whatever I wanted to do, honestly.
Well, I would love for you to speak to some of our children in the after-school programs. As I told you, majority, I think at least 75% are Haitian children
Yes.
that are coming, because those parents get them in, and we only have so many slots, and so it's whosoever will, let them come, you
Right,
know?
right.
And so they're taking advantage of it for many years.
I'm so glad they have.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
located right on Avenue D and 9th Street.
Yes.
And would love for you to come if you don't mind.
I'd be
I know
honored.
I'm gonna say, I know you're busy, and I'm always asking people to do things, but we do it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, so tell me something about how did you end up choosing the career that you've gone into?
Yeah. So growing up, I always heard stories about my grandfather in Haiti, and he served as a judge in Haiti. I think the story is that it's mostly family law matters and things of that nature. But that inspired me, you know, to look into the law, right? And so it wasn't until I got to high school, you know, and Centennial had a criminal justice program. And so I said, well, let's look into that. Let's see. And it turns out, you know, I fell in love with it. I have to thank, you know, my teacher at the time, you know, Ms. Oliveira, because I think she really helped make it more interesting than maybe somebody else
Is
may
she
have.
still there?
She sure is.
Because that name sure sounds familiar.
Yes.
Is she still overseeing that particular
She sure
program?
is. She
Okay,
sure is.
yes.
Thank goodness.
Wow.
And it was such a great program. They had, not only did we learn, you know, the basics of the law, which I truly believe I carried through into, you know, college, and then parlayed that to law school, but they had a criminal justice program geared toward not mock trial, but a teen court program. So, you know, as a diversion for teens that have gotten in trouble, instead of sending them through the normal court processes, they got to come to us, where the students basically were their advocates and prosecutors. And I think that gave me perspective into the law that I really needed, right? So that really solidified for me that, hey, that's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I said, I either want to be a judge, or I want to, like my grandfather, or I want to be a teacher. And so
Okay.
here I am. I get to practice law, and I get to teach as well, and it's been very fulfilling.
And that just gives me the opening to mention our different programs that we have in the public school district. I mean, we have grown by leaps and bounds, even from the day that you went to the to the criminal law program here. And my daughter went through that program, and that solidified her as well. Who, you know, she's Judge Maynard now.
Yes.
So we have so many different career and technical programs that it inspires. So that's what you're saying. This program actually inspired you. It inspired her.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important that we have more than just the ABCs.
Yes.
You know, reading and writing, but that we have an open door that young people can walk through. So you said that meant a lot to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It had a profound impact.
Yes.
And you know, the skills that we learned there, right? It carried forward, right? You know,
Yeah, look at you today. It definitely carried forward.
exactly.
Yes.
I'm grateful for it, eternally grateful for it. And you know, it's funny because after I passed the bar exam, I emailed Miss Oliveira and I said, "Look at what I did."
Yes.
And she was, her question was, you know, she was like, you know, indulge me, but did you have any of your notes left over? I was like, yes, I did. And so it's just, I literally carried that experience on with me, because it's hard to shake. It's hard to shake not only the impact it had on me, but I think the impact on the students that went through the Teen Core program,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I hope that they see now how much of a benefit that would have been to them, or it was to them, as they carried on into adulthood.
Right, whatever path they took, I'm sure
Yes.
that made a tremendous difference in their lives.
Absolutely.
So when did you graduate?
I graduated from Centennial in 2009.
Okay, and then you went,
I went up to UCF,
okay,
and I majored in legal studies,
okay,
because I knew, although to get into law school, as I'm sure you know, you don't need a particular major, but I knew I wanted to focus on the law. I loved the law. That was my passion. Went through, they had a terrific legal studies program at UCF. And when I completed there, I took a year off because I wanted to get real world experience in the field. Worked at a firm in Orlando, gained incredible experience, worked for the first black president of the Florida Bar, Eugene Pettis, and at his firm at the branch in Orlando. And from there, I said, you know what, I'm ready to go to law school, ready to take the next step. Applied to Berry Law, got accepted, and it's been lovely.
And you graduated what year?
From UCF in 2013, and from Berry Law, I graduated in 2017.
Okay, and then you took the bar immediately after
Immediately, I took the bar. I ended up getting licensed later on that year. In December of that year, came back to Port St. Lucie. I practiced for a couple of years, so I got exposed to so many different areas of law: probate law, business litigation, commercial litigation. It was great. We took on cases that required true legal research, true legal strategies. They needed to be implemented to make sure we took care of unique issues for our clients. And after a couple of years of practice, I realized, you know what? I think my skill set and my interest is really geared towards trusted estates.
Okay.
So I said, if I want to be all in, I'm going to be all in. And I always had a passion for education. So I said, let me go back to school. I went back to law school to earn my master's in law in taxation with a focus in estate planning from Boston University School of Law.
Okay.
And after that, I opened up my firm, started teaching part-time as an adjunct professor, and then the rest has been history.
So what do you say to someone out there that's listening to us, what you would suggest their path be if they're interested in going into law? Because I know we have a lot of young people that want to go into law. They want to know about what the law is.
Yes.
What, if we have someone out there listening, how can you simplify it and say, this is what you need to do to get started?
Well, I think right now, if somebody's in school, let's say a high schooler, I think the best thing that you could do is find yourself a mentor, find yourself some sort of internship opportunity or shadowing opportunity. So then you get that firsthand experience of seeing, looking over an attorney's shoulder. I think that would have been invaluable for someone in my position back in high school. But that's something I never considered, right? Never came to my mind.
Right, that's
So I think that would be my best advice to them at this juncture. Look into what you can do to get exposed. Get a mentor. Find a shadowing opportunity, internship, something. Even if it's a part-time job after school, right? In the mailroom or something. Get exposed. And then from there, see what opportunities or programs are available at your school. Like I said, I'm grateful for the criminal justice program at my school, and perhaps there's something similar at theirs. So I think that would be the best first step they could take.
Great. And I think that's great advice as well. Growing up, you had supportive parents, right? But what were some of your challenges? We all have challenges. Can you remember any of them? And if so, how did you get through them?
Well, I think the only thing that really comes to mind I've never been a great test taker.
Okay. Oh, well, that
And-
helps because there's a lot of folks out there, including me. I'm the
Yes.
last one to get up from any test.
Yes.
I pass,
There you go.
but
exactly.
I'm one of the last ones that get up, and sometimes I be feeling so bad about it because I see these people popping up and you know.
Yes.
And I'm like, was so hard.
Yes.
But then I find that I pass. So,
There you go.
talk to us about that.
Right. So I remember back, you know, the SATs, the dreaded SATs, and I don't remember my score precisely, but I remember it was a cause for concern. And so I remember my advisors at the time letting me know, hey, you know, let's
Calm
temper our
down, yeah.
expectations. Let's, you know,
Calm down.
this is not very so. Although it wasn't, you know, what I had expected or what I would have liked in terms of the score, and I was very, very worried about, you know, what my prospects were. You know, I was able to, you know, take the advice of the leadership at my school, calm down, center, and just focus on, you know, providing the best application to colleges that I could. And you know what? As worried and weary as I was, I think
got
I did all
accepted.
right. I got accepted to a slew of schools. I remember Jacksonville University offered me a $52,000 scholarship.
Wow.
So all of that worry.
Yeah.
So my biggest advice would probably be, you know, stay the course, and just know that, you know, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be
So
all right.
everything's not going to turn out the way you might expect it to turn out, but
Yes.
stay the course.
Exactly. Stay the course.
That's important.
And listen to advice, right?
Yeah.
If I hadn't listened to, you know, what my educators were telling me, then I'd have a problem.
You would have a problem.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
So the wisdom of listening to others and what they've gone through and has helped you become successful and stay in the course. So no matter what goes on, what happens, you got to stay focused. You can't give up,
Yes.
even if you don't believe in yourself. If others are believing in you, or you know, you got to believe in yourself. You
Yes.
do. You really do. So, who or what are you most thankful for, attorney?
Oh, I will say I'm most grateful for my parents. My biggest supporters, my family, I should say, because I do have a little sister, and they are my full-time cheerleaders. So,
Great.
without them, I don't think I would have been quite as motivated to push through those harder times.
Okay, you had some strong family support.
Absolutely.
What does your mom and dad do, or what did they do? Or?
My dad is a retired DCF caseworker.
Okay.
He used to approve Medicaid applications, things of that nature.
So
and-
he too went to college and went to school when he got over here.
Well, so he didn't make it through college, but he had some courses.
Okay.
And my mother, growing up, she worked dialysis as a dialysis technician. And now I'm happy to report she is in nursing school
Oh, good for mama.
to be an LPN. So we're very proud of her.
Good for mama and good for daddy too.
Yeah.
You mentioned about finding someone who can mentor you or get. How do they do that? If there's someone out there that says, I really would love to be volunteer my time at a firm,
Yes.
how would they go about doing that?
So I would recommend trying to get involved in some of the organizations in town, right? So for instance, myself and some of my colleagues in town are working on starting up a Black Bar Association. And one of the big tenets that we're looking to have is encouraging young people, students, high schoolers, college students, to come get involved, right? And having incentives for them to come involved. And if they did, you know, have the opportunity to come to one of our meetings, that'd be a great way for them to connect, right?
Okay,
And so
yeah.
apart from that, you know, look into other associations, right? So I'm the secretary of the St. Lucie Bar Association. Would love the opportunity to mentor some young students coming in.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of finding where we are and,
Okay.
and reaching out.
Okay. And if it's someone out there that's really serious about this, you contact me call the school district office and ask for Dr. Donna Mills, one of the school board members, and I can then transfer you right here to our attorney that's sitting here right now that have all kind of opportunities for you. That is what's so great about being a part of St. Lucie County. Having different people from different walks of life doing different things that are willing to be mentors and helping our children along. And just as we had the program for you, and you met your wonderful, wonderful teacher that inspired you to move forward, you're willing to do the same, and we are so appreciative of that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't tell you how appreciative we are of that on behalf of the children, because I work with a lot of young people and children who aspire to do these things, but they don't know how.
Yes.
Or, you know, they got to contact that person. And so I'm more than willing to be used on my end and you on your end.
Yes.
And we can make that happen, young person. So don't say what you don't have,
Yes.
but look at what you do have, right?
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you can tell us in regards to why did this particular person, because you mentioned a teacher, why did this particular person make an impact on your life? What did they do that you can reflect back to?
So I think she was truly the first actual attorney I've ever met, right? I mentioned my grandfather was a judge in Haiti. Unfortunately, I have no memory of I never had the opportunity to meet him. She was truly the first attorney I had met.
Right.
And to listen.
Right at your school, because
Right
of
at
the
my
program
school.
right there. If
Exactly.
the program hadn't been there, you would have never met her.
I would never have met her. And so for her to give us her firsthand experience and knowledge as an attorney at the high school level, looking back at it, I think is profound, right? But I think that alone was a great impact on me because I just truly valued her experience. And so that always stuck with me. And plus, she was a fantastic teacher too. So yeah, absolutely. She left not just an impact on myself, but a number of my colleagues, right? You know, I went to a lot of my colleagues in that program are attorneys now, and we reflect on our time in her class. She truly left an objective impact on us all.
Beautiful. Oh, well, make sure she hears this program because we're doing a lot of talking about her.
Yes.
Oh, and thank you for all of the work that you do as educators out there in all the different departments and the different programs that we have at St. Lucie County Public Schools. If like attorney is saying here, if it wasn't for you, he may not be where he's at today, and that's the same thing for the other children. So that's why I'm such an advocate for our teachers, you know, because they are frontline warriors for young people, and they make a tremendous difference. When did you consider yourself a success? You have your own business now,
Yes.
and I want to hear a little bit more about your business. And exactly what it is you do. You gave us titles to what you do, but talk to us and tell us what it is you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, that's an interesting question. When did I don't know, and perhaps that's my humble upbringing in me. I don't know if I would necessarily say success, right? Because I think I'm working every day, to be as good as possible.
Well, that's part of the reason why you're successful, because you're humble enough to understand that it takes humility if you truly want to be successful, not just in a career, but in your own life. Go ahead.
Yes. And so at my firm, I handle trust and estates matters, preparing wills, trusts, power of attorneys, helping folks on the back end with the probate process, right? Because a lot of folks don't know that, you know, when someone's passed away, if their assets aren't set up a certain way, you're going to have to go to court and get a court order before you can actually inherit.
That's if you don't have a will.
That's if you don't have a specific type of estate plan, because it's a common misconception in the state of Florida, having a will alone does not avoid the court process, does not avoid probate. So think of a will as a roadmap for a probate judge. It basically is instructions to let the judge know, this is who I want in charge, these is where I want my assets to go. And this is how I basically want my probate administration to go. So
Okay.
common misconception here in the state of Florida, and that's where I come in to kind of counsel families and let them know, hey, you know, here's what we can do in addition to your will to make sure we save headache for your grieving family when the time comes, hopefully not for a long time, right? So some strategies we employ here in Florida, using trusts, using special types of deeds, beneficiary designations. These are all things that are great to have in your arsenal to make sure we not only save your family headache, but really save wealth for the next generation.
Do you believe in second chances?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I learned that back in my time in the criminal justice program at Centennial. To see, you know, these students, you know, they got in trouble, you know, to think, you know, in high school, to think getting arrested was probably the scariest thing that I could
Oh,
probably
boy.
think of.
Yeah.
And so to think that they can go through this program and have a path to redemption, that stuck with me as well. So absolutely, 100% believe in second chances.
What are you doing to ensure your own continued growth and success in your life?
So I'm always learning. I'm always trying to gain more knowledge. And I make it a big goal of mine to give back to the community. So for instance, I serve on the Board of Governors for the Young Lawyers Division of the Florida Bar. And basically I do that so that I can help mentor and help make things easier for the new lawyers coming in. I try to get as involved as possible in the community.
What is the one characteristic that you believe every leader should have?
That's a good question.
Well, we have about a minute and a half.
So it'll be a tie between compassion and patience. I think
Okay.
that I would say a leader needs to have that. If not, you know, you got to treat the people who are following you well.
That's a beautiful answer, beautiful answer. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why would you choose that spot?
I have always wanted to just touch down in Africa.
Oh, I knew you was going to say that. That's me. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, anywhere in Africa, I'd be happy to go and just
Anywhere.
anywhere. I'd like to absorb the culture.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Well,
Absolutely.
have you done that? Not at all yet?
No, I've traveled to Haiti, and that's basically
Okay.
as
Well,
far
don't
as
be
I've
like
gone.
me.
Yes.
Because I'm at my age and I have still not gone to Africa, but it is my dream
Yes.
to go. And I better go quickly because I'm starting to think, oh, maybe I don't want to travel out of the U.S. You know, with all that's going on. I don't know,
Yes.
but even here in the U.S., that is great to hear that. Is there any skill that you would like to learn now at this time in your life?
I've always wanted to learn to speak Spanish.
Oh, why?
I find it an interesting language, and I feel like being able to communicate with people is very important.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. We ran out of time with the interview, but just certain things that I've been able to resonate with you. You know, my thing, I've always wanted to learn how to speak another language. And I know a little poquito español, hablo español.
Yes.
I know a little piti pale Creole,
Okay.
speaking Creole. And I just picked up Spanish. I'm not Spanish, sign language. So I'm teaching that at my after-school program. Now, I
Yes.
taught it all summer long. But I think the main thing that we're saying here is that there's always room for growth.
Amen. Yes.
And that as long as
100%.
we aspire to learn, we will learn.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Attorney. I so appreciate you coming, Attorney Barrow. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully we'll get to meet again somewhere and do some other work together.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming and being so willing and available to our students now
Yes.
here in St. Lucie County Public Schools.
My honor.